안녕하세요, 여러분. Alright, so obviously doing an oil change and tire rotation is not anything interesting. Everyone does it every single day. But what is interesting, I want to talk about the topic about project cars. I've always wanted to do a video like this where I kind of just share my thoughts or, you know, just kind of just dump whatever I'm thinking at the time. You know, like I'm having a conversation with a friend. Actually, funny enough, I actually made this same video yesterday, but I found out that my microphone, I used the wrong wire or the bad wire, and it was like cutting the audio off. It was just terrible. I mean, buying another chair. The weather was nice, but since I actually have another car that I'm gonna have to do an oil change, which is a coincidence actually, I thought it would be a perfect video to kind of do it one more time. This time I did check the audio, I did check everything else, so it is a little bit hot today, so hopefully I don't overheat my phone. But no, I wanted to kind of talk about like project cars and the reality of it. And the first way we should start off with is that we're broke. Majority of people who own project cars are very broke, right? And it's obviously very passion driven. And there's like different levels to it. There's obviously like the bare level where you just buy a running car, you do some like sometimes people call it a project if it's like a side car, it's not your main daily. Right? And I wanted to emphasize this. When I'm talking about project cars, I'm talking about that's not your daily vehicle, right? It's something that you bought, you know, between a bare chassis to up to a fully running car. It's not your fully daily driver. It needs some work or you have a vision for it. That's the kind of topic I want to talk about, and that's the association of project car I'm using for today, you know. But before we even go more in depth, I want to bring up our boys at CRC. You guys already know I use their products in all my videos, and I'll be using their products today for this car. But I want to kind of just give them a quick shout out because not only they support me, but they actually support you guys. You guys been seeing a couple of my videos now that I've been giving out CRC products to all the drivers and drifting all parts of the states of this country, and you guys using my link in the bio and continue to use my link, and thank you guys so much for using it. It really helps me. But the more people who use my link in my bio buying your next CRC products, that gives me enough leverage to ask CRC, hey, can we continue giving out products to all the drivers? So you never know, maybe in your next drift event I'll be coming by and giving out free CRC products because everyone loves free. I know I do. But anyways, I want to get that out of the way. CRC, I love you. But no, let's jack this car up first, then we'll continue talking. So I really want to make this video because I always love going through these kind of topics in my head, and I feel like a lot of people, and it's common knowledge like about what the culture of project cars. A lot of people know the memes and stuff, but I kind of want to like talk about like the actual, really, like genuinely the reality of owning a project car. And it sucks. Not sucks like it's bad. Like it sucks because there's so much sacrifice that you have to make to not only own a project car, first of all, like getting the money to own. Because most people who own project cars are probably 99% the middle class, right? Middle class people, right? And sorry, I was just watching, you know, sometimes like when I'm working on cars, like I'll have random strangers like I don't know if this happens to anybody else, but like you ever just work on your car publicly, and you guys know I'm outside in the public because I'm not wearing my red suit. But sometimes what happens is that I'm working on a car and I have my Sprinter van, so it kind of looks like I'm a mobile service, which I'm not. I don't do any side work. That's not my gig, because working on cars, working on my own stuff, I'm already all good. But because I kind of look like I do side jobs, I have a lot of people that come up to me and then they're like, oh, like, can you work on my car for me? I'm like, nope, I'm good. So, but anyways, sorry, off topic. But the thing is that owning a project car, it's a huge burden financially. And because of that, a lot of people take, you know, essentially forever to get their project car at like a decent like timeline. You know, if you bought a car, you know, like let's give it the best case scenario. You bought a car, fully running, driving, and it just needed some small stuff like, let's say, you know, like some wheels, maybe some suspension. You know, that's not too bad. Like that, but still, like at the end of the day, like you still have to sacrifice a lot of money. Oh, I do not like how that jack stands kind of. Oh, I do not like that. Hold on, guys. Yeah, I do not like how those jack stands were kind of like facing. It was like kind of pulling it from the ground. That's another part too when you're working on uneven concrete. It's just like, or pavement, or whatever you want to call this. It's that you have a lot of inconsistencies here. And it's like, those jack stands digging into it. Come on, man. I don't want to, okay. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. Just going to line these guys up because you guys can't see it, but the jack stands on the other side is kind of like semi-tilting a little bit. So what I'm gonna do, and not waste any time, is slowly lower this. Okay, well that was not slow. Go over the other side and release the pressure and readjust it. Sorry guys, hold on, give me a quick second. Man. I also don't like some of these jack stands too, because it's like, they have, I said this in my other, they have like this really weird design that's supposed to like hold that pinch weld. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not a big fan. Yeah, that one was like digging into the concrete. This one I could probably leave up here a little bit more. Come on, slowly lower it. Okay, will that work? That'll work, I don't care. It's high enough, that's fine. Ugh, that was so annoying. Okay. Sorry, so what I was saying is that the thing is that most people don't make enough money to get a project car done compared to like, you know, your more high production content creators or people who have a little bit more budget money. And that's the part, it's reality, right? The thing is that what I don't get is that why there's so many people who are also in the same position is like pretty much dogging people who are trying their best, because, you know, that's the thing, a lot of people don't know your situation. A lot of people don't know. I mean, a lot of people know you pay bills, right? But that's the thing, it's not just bills, it's also like the most randomest stuff too that happens that will, I mean, most people, and I like I said, I don't know any statistics, but I guarantee you that most people, if like, let's say they don't have, let's say best case scenario, like they just have regular bills to deal with, they might have some money to maybe buy 1 or 2 car parts a day, I mean a month, and that's on the, and that's on like you're pretty well off, you know, a little bit. Because car parts are expensive, you know? Yeah, most people finance them too, but like that's the thing, because it's such a huge financial burden to do, and it's even worse when you like, let's say like most people buy, like when we were talking like project cars traditionally, we're talking like more like the 80s and 90s, like especially in drifting. Like as an example, like let's say you just bought a 240 recently for like $1,500, non-running, bare chassis, right? That there's so, and then like, yeah, you got for a good deal. But the problem is that it's a lot of money to put it together, and usually most people don't get it. I mean, it's gonna probably take you at least minimum 2 years, you know, if you're lucky. And that's the thing too. What kills me the most is that people make sacrifices, right? But at the end of the day, not every sacrifice is the same. But at the end of the day, you're still making sacrifices. There's so many people out there who, just because they got their car running, they start dogging people like, oh, like you're not trying hard enough, or you're not like making enough sacrifices. I'm like, who are you? Who are you? Like, who are you? Seriously, like that's what kills me. Like, you're not in the same situation, you know? That's why when I see people like pull out their project cars, and I don't care if it's like super not finished, but the fact that they pulled it out is such a huge mental victory, and that's what we should be celebrating, you know? But especially too, like depending on what community that you're in, you know, what car, like, you know, what car do you have? Like, there's so many different, like, these invisible guidelines that people follow just to be accepted in the community. And I'm just like, you guys are ridiculous, you know? And that's the thing, there's a lot of hypocrisy about project cars, you know? People who have them, people who own them, people who sell them. And, I mean, honestly, I have no real, like, agenda. Like, this is not like a high moral, like kind of video, like, oh, like I'm better than you kind of video. It's just kind of like, I just kind of want to dump all my thoughts I've had, because it's one of those things, it's like, I go through that all the time. You know, you guys go through that all the time. Like, I mean, I'm building drift cars right now. Shoot, like, I have a Dodge Charger that I've been having for years, and I finally got like real dents on it recently. All right, I got that out. And then oil. This one's oil right here. Where's the drain? Oh, here's the drain. Hold on, let me get the give me one quick second. That's got to be like a 14, 15, or a 16. One of the three. Like if you're wanting to buy a project car, you know, there's some truth that you need to know. Oh my God, it's none of these three. It's none of them. It's got to be a 13. It has to be a 13. And it is a 13. All right. This oil's hot because I actually just used this car not that long ago. No, but yeah, like if you're like getting interested in buying a project car, like the biggest thing you have to worry about is like your timeline. Like let's say you want to get done in a year, give it at least another year. Because there's so many things that are gonna happen in your life that comes first, because your life is first priority, you know? And that's the thing, like crazy, like the crazy car enthusiasts, they're gonna be like, oh, you know, I'm better than you because I made more sacrifices than you did, and then like I got my car right. I'm just like, bro, stop it, dude. Stop it. Like that's like a whole other topic. Oh my God, this is so hot. Hon. Oh, this is so hot. Hon. I might burn myself. Oh, no. Grab it. Ew. Ah! Hot. Like I know so many people who are in the game for so long. It's almost like their 10th anniversary. And it's not like they're lazy or like they don't want to do it. And I mean, that's like another thing too. There's so many layers to this, but the reality is that they just can't continue to afford it at the pace they wanted to because life just happens. And I feel like people forget that, like when they're in the moment at events and or talking to people, and just it's so easy to dog people until they talk about you, and then you realize you're in the same situation. And that's why for me, like, I'm always big on the, like, I respect all builds, because I know for a fact that someone made sacrifices, someone worked long hours. And that's the thing too, like, most people, when they work a 9 to 5, they probably barely make $200 to $300 a paycheck pre-tax, and you got bills to pay. You might have to get another job to take care of your bills. And the fact that they're still willing to have some money to spend on cars is such a huge task, dude. Car parts are not cheap. Like, the cheapest parts you might buy, that might be like $50, and most in average couple $100 for decent parts, and that's like on the bougie end. And that's the thing too, like, especially if you're building a car from the ground up, that's like starting, like, that's like you playing in the NFL, right, tomorrow when you were just playing like high school football. Like, that's a huge league of a difference, and it's such a, like, people underplay that. And then another thing too, it's like most people, when they do projects and stuff, like, sometimes you have to cut corners, or sometimes you can't buy the nicest parts, and when you finally bring it out there, so many people will dog on you, especially on the internet. The internet is just like, it's just not a good time when you're trying to show off your work. And it's so funny when you bring in real life, you get a different reaction. I mean, that's like I said, that's another whole new topic. But, you know, there's nothing wrong you taking 1 or 2 years to build a car, because that's the average, that's the reality. And you shouldn't feel bad for it. I feel like so many people are so hard on themselves because, like, when they go to events and stuff like that, and then I know for a fact they dream of getting their car done, but there's just no way. Like, there's just no way that they could bring the money up like that. Like, when people tell other people, like, oh, I'm broke, or I really want this part, like, yeah, you could technically finance some stuff, but not everyone has good credit. Not everyone's willing to sacrifice their credit, you know? And also too, like, car people are their own worst enemy. Like, everyone says they want to do budget, but majority of the time, like, if they're the nicer part is only a couple $100 more, most people go for the better stuff because they think more expensive is better. And then and then a lot of people know that once you start really modifying your car heavy, like, your reliability goes down. So that's the thing, like, the reality of the reality of, like, project cars, it's like, you're gonna be sacrificing a lot of money. You'll have a lot of people dogging on you about your project, especially if it's a unique project too. If it's like a crazy swap, unknown chassis, like those are like even crazier. But I always tell people, like, hey, like, do what you want to do, because at the end of the day, it's your money that you're spending, it's your sacrifice, your blood, and so it's you're the one that put all those hours in, not them. Like, you should deserve to be happy on your car, it's gonna be a big financial, financial mistake. So if you're gonna do that, might as well, like, do what you want to do with it. Like, that's why a lot of people, like, and then the thing is too, like, some people try to be very economical, like, they try to, like, debate on doing different swaps, like, they want to do something unique, and it's just, you need to have a game plan when you're doing a project car, because, like, it gets messy very, very quickly. But also too, like, I tell people, like, keep it simple, especially in drifting. I'm like, tell them, keep it simple for now, right? Shoot, zip tie some radiators together or something. Like, just try to get by if you know for a fact you're not a builder. And that's another topic I want to talk about, like, builders versus non-builder mentality, because there's such hypocrisies on that too. But, like, if you're building a project car right now, if you're watching this video, like, you're doing your best, and I know that, and you shouldn't be ridiculed for that, And that's the thing, majority of people when you talk to in real life, they're nice. Like, it's not like it's a crazy, like, academic that everyone's hating each other like all the time. But to some people, like, that they don't go to events, let's say they're so busy and so tired of working, like, you're clocking in 40 minimum 40 a week, like, you're so dead tired, like, do you really want to work on your car afterwards too? That's another issue. Like, just not even just a money thing, your time. Do you even have time to work on your car? No. There's a reason why, like, content creators, when they get a lot of car done, they have a lot of resources, a lot of time. They have teams to help with that. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's just at that level. But, everyone knows that it creates this perception of, like, oh, like, you can get a whole project car done from the ground up in a couple of months. Yeah, if you have $50,000 and, like, 5, crew, And then like on top of, if you want to make videos on it, like videos, the saying goes, if you're going to record something while doing something on the car, like it's already going to be twice the work, twice the time. Let me just close this up. I think it's enough time passed. All right. And then that's the thing too, like, and sometimes like if you're like so unmotivated because you worked your ass off at your job, you're tired, you don't even want to, especially if you're a mechanic. Oh, dude, ask any mechanic. They don't want to work on their own car after doing like what, a 10-hour shift working on other people's cars. So, hey, oh, they don't want to work on cars. They want to go home and drink beer. Hold on, forgot the oil filters on this side, so it's gonna get a little messy. Hopefully not. But yeah, no, like project cars is a huge, it's a huge undertaking. It's like, I like how like if people assume there's like this overinflating idea that people think project cars are easy. They're not. They're not easy. They're not meant for the weak. You know, like yes, the payoff will be amazing, but to get to the payoff is like, it's hard. It's like, imagine if you're like 300 pounds and you're trying to be like 150. Like it's gonna require a lot of dedication, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of discipline, but also too having the energy to get up to go to the gym. And that's the same thing with cars. Having the energy to work on cars is painful, dude. Like I'm so tired of people like being overly like just hiding the truth behind that. A lot of times people don't have energy to work on cars. Like they don't. And it's not because they're lazy, you know? At the end of the day too, it's especially the longer you're working on a car, the more like you have the garage symptom. You stay in the garage for so long to the point you lose, because a lot of people are passion driven on their cars. The problem is that like once that passion runs out, and it will run out, I guarantee you, once it runs out, then you start getting angry. You start creating hatred towards your car. And once that starts happening, dude, it's game over. It really is like an abusive relationship. You know, it's like, how much can you deal with it? Hey, yo, shout out CRC. Anyways, every time I do this car, man, it gets so messy because the filters is like all, like above the filters, all like the AC lines and I think cooling lines or whatever. And it just always gets so dirty, man. Always so dirty. And that's another thing too, like I'm not going off by a script, like this video is not formatted, like even like yesterday's video I tried to make, I don't remember what I said because I say things in the moment. You know, I say things how I feel and what my experience tells me. And what my experience tells me is that, you know, if you're gonna get a project car, you need to be ready to make a lot of sacrifices, both physically, mentally, and financially. Like, one of the biggest problems with people with project cars, it's not buying the car, it's not buying car parts, it's storing it. Most people don't have garages. You know, most people like have to get storage units, rent out parking lots, have to bring it to their grandma's house, their stepdad's house or something. Like those. And then the thing is too, a lot of times people have to sell those cars because they can't keep them anymore. I mean, shoot, good luck if you're in the city. City ordinance is like probably giving you tickets right now because your car is still out there for like the last 3 months. Dude, why is this filter not going in here? I swear to God, this better not be the wrong filter. I know it's the right filter. Yep, there you go. I literally wrote it down too. I got the Ford Motorcraft. I got only AM spec. And then we hand tighten it. Come on, get that ninja grip. Nice. And now we can finally spray these guys down. Oh. And that's the thing, like, and then for normal people who don't know, like, and like that's the thing. It's one of those things is like project cars, like I said, they require a lot of attention, a lot of work, and sometimes it might bring down your mental health, especially like, God forbid, like, let's say you go crazy with it and you do almost everything to the car, like build engine and all that stuff. You dumped so much money into this car and then let's say it just didn't work out for you. Like by then your passion driven mentality is gone by then. You're just kind of like whatever, you know, like the first year usually is like, okay, like you're pretty motivated. You kind of know you're on top of it. Everyone knows like the first year it's going to be hard to get a project car fully done. It's like, unless you just, like I said, you drop crazy money or you got a car that's like practically 99% complete. But then year 2 comes in. All right, like, okay, cool. Like, hey, like you're still in it. You're still good. Then year 3, then 4, then 5. It's like when people take a gap year, you know, when they're trying to go to college, and then year 5 comes in. And now you're kind of like, it's so normal seeing that car on jack stands, to the point where it's just part of like the aesthetic of the house or the garage that you live in. And that's just like I said, that's you like owning a place. Like you not owning a place or renting or whatever, it's like you have that fear of like your car, like you're worried about your car. Oh my God, dude, why is this? I am not having a good day on this cart. Like yesterday was so good. Toyota Camry, no problem. Now I'm having slight inconveniences. This motivates car people. Like the average car person is not your crazy builder that has a welder who knows how to build a motor, you know, like doesn't have all the nicest tools. Like they look at they're the type of people like you and me where we look at Chris Fix videos, and even if you did something a couple of times, you still gotta look at the same video again. You know, you make the same mistakes, you strip bolts. And working on cars, like if you're like being a mechanic, like it's a real skill on speed. Like they got real speed, like, but most people are not that fast. They're not that efficient. Like they're just not set up that correctly. Some people are probably buying Harbor Freight tools right now just to do like pull out engine mounts. You know, it's just like it's gonna take you a while, and that's the thing too. Like time. Do people even have the time to work on their cars? No, they don't. They really don't. And that's where it comes down to it. You do something for so long to the point where you don't even know what's even motivating anymore. So when I see people do pull out their cars, it's a huge victory, and then I'm very happy for them, and then they should be celebrated. Like I said, Jesus Christ, that's hot. And then when people find, and like, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm probably gonna be repeating myself at this point because I kind of like, this conversation is pretty quick if I'm honest with you. Like, you're broke, your bank account's broke, your car broke, the three brokes, and like, just paint the picture. You work a 9-to-5 job, 40 hours a week, you make $300 a week, you come home, you have bills on the first, the middle of the month, last month. Shoot, you probably owe money last month too. Car parts are like $300 to $700. You buy the part, you don't put it on because you don't have the time to do it. And even if you did have the time, you need time for yourself to recover because you're just like mentally not ready to do it. It's too hot, too cold, too rainy. Oh, then you don't even have the tools, so you have to go get the tools. Even if you already have tools, then you have to get specialized tools, right, on a particular thing. Especially if you're doing something new for the first time, always expect to buy tools. The golden rule is if you're doing something new to your car, you're gonna be going to the auto parts stores twice and getting tools twice and returning once. It's like the measure twice, cut once that rule, you know? I didn't put too much, did I? No, I'm kind of spot on, so. Yeah, so I always gotta remember not to mess up this car while I'm talking. Sometimes I can't multitask very well. I try my best to, but sometimes I do slip up sometimes. But no, it's just, the reality is, majority of the people will never get their project car done. They might make 30% done, but after that, they'll probably, most likely at the time, they'll sell it. The car will be sold. Or it'll be in storage for 10 years. That's the two true destinies. I know oil's good, everything's tightened up. We got oil. All right, then let me just double check to make sure nothing is leaking. All right, and we're Gucci. We're Gucci. All right, cool. Nice. Cool, because I need to get this car done ASAP. It's gonna be used in about probably like in the next 20 minutes. But yeah, that's just the reality. But if you are still planning on doing a project car, and I'm not trying to like stop you from doing it. Like in honesty, the more people who are willing to take up the challenge, that's the spirit of the community. That's the spirit of being a car person. You know, if you like cars and you're willing to sacrifice for cars, you're a car person. That's in my book. And that's why I feel like a lot of people get so disillusioned, like they feel like they're behind because they see everyone else. Like people like me who are doing this full time and putting all of our eggs in this basket. Yeah, we might have better resources and we obviously have more time because we're doing this full time. And of course, we'll have slightly faster results. Not me, I'm not a builder. Like, I hate building cars. Okay, hate's a strong word. But like, I would prefer not to build full cars. I'd rather just be driving, you know, but we don't have RB cars here in this country, like from factory, so, and I'm not paying JDM tax. I am not doing that. I'll buy a destroyed Skyline, not too destroyed, but like, you know, maybe a front end damage. But, and the thing is, I've made my own sacrifices too, you know? And that's the thing, like, it's such a balance of everything. There's so many factors to it. So that's why when people hate on other people on their projects, I'm like, dude, I guarantee you're in the same situation too. And let's say it's even worse when you are doing better off. I'm like, dude, why are you dogging on someone who is like on a different timeline than you? Like, all of us are on different timelines. That's the thing. Like, no one lives the same life, but at the same time too, no one lives with the same problems. And that minor hatred level runs deep for some people. That maybe, you know, like, and honestly, like, and I tell people, take a grain of salt with internet. Internet is always going to be the bad guy. They're always going to be the bad guy at the end of the day if you have to pick or choose. So, like, but if someone came up to you in person, for example, and they told you, oh, your car sucks. Oh, this car is dog shit. Or, oh, you'll never get your project car. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. They don't know your struggle. They don't know what you're going through. They don't know what mentally you're planned for. And shoot, you're on a different pace. Maybe you're not the most, like, enthusiast on working on cars. Maybe you like doing it as a pure passion thing. Or maybe, you know, you like preferences. Like, you don't want to work in the sun. I don't blame you. It's hot outside. I'm already pre-tanned from the last 2 events. It sucks. It's okay. You know, I just don't like this. And like I said, I have to make another video about it, but like, I just don't like this high prestige mentality just because you got your car running. I mean, congratulations. And then your car's gonna break anytime anyway, so what, you're back in square one, so what does that mean? People in general are good people, but sometimes you are your worst enemy. And that self-doubt and the tax of just living adult life, it just takes a toll on you. Take care of yourself, take it on your own pace. Don't look at social media. That's what I do. I don't look at social media as much when I'm doing my own projects because I want to make sure I stay in my lane. I focus, I grind, because it will influence you. That's a fact. It will influence you. So just take your time, take care of yourself, and your car is your car, you know? And if you want to join the community with everybody else, take your time, because at the end of the day, you know, they're always going to be there. And if you're like 10 years in and you're debating on selling your car, I don't blame you. I don't blame you if you're debating on selling it, because it's just taking so much out of you and financially, and it's giving you so much stress. I don't blame you if you want to sell your car. And then you shouldn't. I know you'll feel bad about it afterwards, and I know you'll regret it, but at the end of the day, you had to make a decision, and I'm sorry that you had to do that. So, but I think I'm gonna end the video around here, just because I'm kind of like already exhausted all the mental notes I had in my head. You know, I wanted to give a positive outlook on the reality of a situation here, you know? If you are gonna buy a project car, bare chassis, just prepare yourself. It's gonna be a lot of work and a lot of money, and you have to affirm. I heard our firm is actually on a lawsuit right now, so, but, you know, just keep yourself motivated, take care of yourself, take care of your priorities first, you know? Car comes last. Bills, health, if you're big on family or any other personal hobbies you have, your car is always gonna be there, you know? And if you have multiple project cars, you have a sickness. You can't be saved. I'm one of those people. Oh, okay. All right, I'm gonna end this video because I genuinely need to get this car done. So thank you guys for watching. And you know, like I said, I feel so good making these kind of videos because I always want to talk about this. I yap a lot. I always like talking about this in my head, and I always want to put it on documentation, because then I feel like that's like a one and done, and then I'll go to my next topic in my head. So I mean, my girlfriend gets this a lot, actually. But anyways, all right, I love you guys. Appreciate y'all, right? And like I said, support CRC because it supports me supporting you, right? Make sure you guys use the link in my bio. And signing in.